Sustainable Development Goals, SDG. Raise anybody, just let me know. I will not ask you a further question, but raise hand if you know. Okay, little bit you know, but you should have all those on your tips. The United Nations has declared the Sustainable Development Goals. If we want to sustain economy, if we want to sustain our consumption, if we want to sustain the quality of environment, if we sustain the availability of drugs to combat various diseases, if we want to sustain nations, our lifestyle, so we need to engineer some kind of sustainable models. We should build the partnerships, forest department, education department, wildlife department, PWD, civilians, army, everybody should join hands to conserve nature and biodiversity. With that, we will be able to secure livelihoods, we will be able to secure the quality drinking water, we will be able to secure the quality of life, even the food security, health security. We have seen the corona virus and how the COVID-19 has played havoc with our economy, with our thinking process. Many people must have committed suicide. We lost jobs. So on this table, you see one plant. Very good. Are you here? Okay, thank you. So this is the plant which has recently been discovered for its anti-COVID-19 viral qualities. This is our plant, found in Himalayas, and it looks like rose. It looks like rose from a distance, but in a rose the petals are separate. Here petals are united, and they are like bell. Okay, like this. This is a bell, and they grow in bunch. 16, 18, 20 flowers per bunch. Basically, the plants have come from Dundu Basantgarh, and that fellow brought it with some kind of pressing. So already they have lost their beauty, you can say. Otherwise, this is very beautiful bunch, fresh. But since they were plucked yesterday morning, and after I think 24 hours, you are seeing them. So now they are big. I had this new input. It is also useful. Either you take its drink, and it is already being in the domain of the common people, common masses. They are serving the health drinks. Even its dried petals, not stamens, stamens and pistil, whatever the those parts, they are to be removed. Only petals are to be consumed, either fresh or they can be dried. So this already has market in the form of rhododendron tea. It is available in the Nainital and all those hill stations, and it is also available in the form of drinks. Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh. And since the plant resembles superficially with the rose, although this is not rose, okay, this has got its name because of that superficial resemblance with the rose. Dendron is called tree. Dendron is tree, and rhodo means red. We have rhodophyceae also, red algae. So wherever there is a rhodo means red. So tree with the red flowers, red blossoms, also known as the Himalayan rose tree. And this is an evergreen tree, means this does not shed its leaves. For example, shisham around you must have seen outside, shisham, it has lost its leaves, and now new leaves have come up, and these are the new leaves of shisham. I have brought that also. So this is the evergreen Himalayan tree which has found use. Medicinally, it is very useful against blood related problems, the gynae problems, even good for liver and anemia. It is rich in iron, vitamin C. Vitamin C also helps us in building the immunity. So this is such a beautiful grand flower of Himalayas. So I have recommended, I have tried to raise it in the nursery, and even start. It is not found in Kashmir. We have rhododendrons in Kashmir, but they are not this. This is a low altitude. This you will find at 1,000, 2,000, up to 3,000 meters. So this particular plant has got rich folklore. Can anybody tell me what is folklore? What is folklore? Am I audible to you? You can come closer also. There is no problem. No. This is up to you, where you feel comfortable. and I am also audible. So this particular plant has found mention in our folk lore, folk tales, culture. And when I visited Sukrala Devi temple, that's in Belawar, I got this input in 1988. This particular flower was flowering there at that time, and they local people, they told me once, although it's a myth, but see how my common man is connected to the tree. That is more important, not that whether it is scientific or it has any basis or it is a simple story, maybe story, but this is already in the psyche of the local people. So that need to be respected when you talk about conservation, because without forest department, without our present kind of machinery and governance, people have conserved all the resources, so we are able to see today. There was no forest department at that time, no administration. So how people have conserved, that need to be respected. So whatever they have the thoughts or thinking or folk tales or folk songs, and otherwise also, you may be a scientist or a science student, but whenever you listen to the melodies, mujhe mat kaato, bada dukhta hai, I think tears trickle down on your cheeks. That are the emotions. So this particular flower has gone into the local parlance. So we have about 10 local names in Jammu Kashmir. Can anybody tell what it is called in the Rajouri area? I don't know whether anybody from Rajouri area, Rajouri Poonch area. Anybody? So you know this plant locally? Locally this is called Hardul. Okay? Remember it. Hardul. And tree is called Harduli. ये किसका दरख्त है? हरदुल्ली का ट्री है. What is this flower? हरदुल. But when I go to Tukota Hills, Banchari area, or Vaishno Devi, Bhairogati, the name changes. If I say Hardul, they say no, it is Madhal. Another name. And if I go to Bilawar, Sukrala, as I told, or even my Dudu Basantagad, Ramnagar area, it becomes Chew. Mostly northeastern languages. Northeastern language is called Chimul. From Chimul, we have made it Chew. Sanskrit is the mother of all languages. In Sanskrit it is called Kurvak. See how even our earlier people have this another so many names. This particular plant in Hindi, if you go to Himachal, Dalhousie, Chamba, or some part of Uttarakhand, Nainital, you will find Gorans. This is called Lali Gorans in Nepal. Nepal is another Himalayan kingdom, Himalayan nation, country, and they have declared it as a national flower. We have, what is our national flower? Our national flower is lotus. But this is the national flower of Nepal. And what is unique about its leaf? Leaves are evergreen, never shed, upper surface shining green, lower is silvery white. And this particular plant is also found in Nilgiris. Once it was there, but after that ice age, glaciation, many these tropical, they went toward down south. And on the Nilgiris, they have the high altitude. Okay? So in Himalayas, we have the rhododendron arboreum, because it's a tree-like. Mostly in rhododendron species are shrubby, or even small shrublets. But this particular tree is tree. One of the tallest trees found in Nagaland. And they also have declared it a state flower, Nagaland state. And that particular tall tree, more than 20 meter tall, has found mention, entry in the Guinness Book of World Records. Only rhododendron which goes to that height, 20 meters plus, that is rhododendron arboreum, botanical name. Arboreum means tree-like. And this particular plant has also been declared. Earlier it was declared as state flower by the Himachal Pradesh. But after Uttarakhand was formed, they declared it as a not a flower but state tree. State tree of Uttarakhand and state flower of Nagaland presently. So presently the Himachal Pradesh has shifted it to another rhododendron species as state flower. And that is also found in Jammu and Kashmir, Peer Ki Gali, Sinthan Top, even my Bhadrava, Syoj, Amarnath, on way to Amarnath, you can see that is different, having a shrubby nature, and the flowers have purplish mauve color. Sometimes it is as a white also, or light purplish mauve. So that particular plant is called a bell rhododendron. How to distinguish it, differentiate it from this? This is a red rhododendron that is called bell rhododendron. But in local language, Dogri, which is also now official language of Jammu and Kashmir, Union Territory, we have the local Dogri word as Sarangad. I feel much pride when I talk, and I have lot of sajda कह लीजिए, है ना? उनके आगे शीश को झुकाने का मन करता है. जिन बुजुर्गों ने ये नाम दिए हैं, आज नहीं लिए, कल नहीं लिए, और most of them I have documented also. So I am still finding new plant. This plant, few days back, I happened to visit Shivkhodi, and there is a location called Sangad. How many of you have gone Sangad? Very good. So there it is called Ikkar Gul. And so much variation, diversity in local names, that also need to be respected. So what I did myself, because that enthusiasm is only in me. It is very difficult, people will not. I developed you can show, these are the pakoras of rhododendron flower. Okay. Come closer so that it seems that you also, because this is edible. Only rhododendron which is edible. Otherwise all others are toxic. They have the cyanide compounds. You cannot consume them. Even shepherds tell, even sheep should not eat it. But here is a flower which is edible. Not only edible, it has medicinal health benefits. Only precaution is you have to remove these stamens and pistil. Okay, and then I made these pakoras with basin. It's up to you. Another plant which I would like to talk after rhododendron arboreum. This again I have brought it from my native village, Ramnagar hills, and I knew this tender foliage. हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं इसको? जो टेंडर foliage का पत्ता नहीं कहते, इसको बोलते हैं किस लय. ये क्या है? किस लय. किस लय. देखिए कितनी मैंने बारीकी से देखा है. जो पत्ता युवा है, अभी अभी निकल रहा है, अभी अभी जन्म, जैसे शिशु कहते हैं बच्चे को. मुझे शिशु तो नहीं ना कहेगा, तो इसको पत्ता नहीं कहेंगे, क्या कहेंगे? किस लय. कोम्पल भी कह सकते हो. कोम्पल तो होगी ये कोम्पल, ठीक है ना? तो मैंने क्या किया सुबह, जस्ट आई वाज हरीड आल्सो टू रीच हियर आल्सो एट प्रॉपर टाइम. सो दिस इज शूट, young shoots, tender shoots. So they were just put in basin, all ingredients added to that, and just fried. So now you have this plant. I will talk about this, and this local people are consuming. I have not come to Tree Talk only to tell you that you consume. It is famine food, one. It is seasonal food, second. It has some kind of additional nutritional value which you may not find in our market of vegetables and fruits. So something new God has gifted. So that God's creativity, God's gifts, all gifts should be known to us. We should enjoy. For whom the God has created all these flowers, fruits, vegetables for us. But our forefathers, they were knowing it. So they had the connectivity to the tree, and they put names also. This particular plant is called Punna. What is it called? Punna. Pune. Pune is the city in Maharashtra near Mumbai. Pune. That is Pune. I don't know. It should be there also. Maybe. I don't know how the name Pune, that city, got it. But sometimes many places have been named after some kind of flower, some kind of tree, some kind of shrub, some kind of hill. So this particular plant is called as Puniya in Hindi. In Hindi it's called Puniya, and we got it Punna. And this is found everywhere from North India to South India. And this particular plant has been named in English as ashy silk tree. Ash tree is separate, but ashy silky, that reflects its tenderness, najukpan, kislaega. And only this is edible. Once they mature leaves, you cannot eat. क्योंकि उसमें फिर सेक्युलर काइमेटस और वो वेस्कुलर टिश्यू डेवलप हो जाता है, फिर नहीं खा सकते. तो दिस यू कैन इनोवेट. सो आई इनोवेटेड लाइक pakoras, but this is also eaten as what kind of sabji. Vegetable is very delicious, which I have cooked. Okay, खाने की मिलेगी. It's only for you, but only this much quantity. Because I have this much, but I didn't cook that much. I don't know whether you will eat or not. But this is, if you have the spoon, a little bit. Otherwise, this is the vegetable prepared out of the shoots of this. This is called punia saag. Punia ki sabji or ashy silk tree. Yes, it will be better if you have some kind of spoon. That will be useful. And some of you, the volunteers, who has lot of enthusiasm, may also taste it. And this is another way of utilizing the resource. Third is, botanical name रह गया. This is called, this is a German scientist, German botanist, Herert. They have basically, they developed botany and science in India. So all that has gone credit to those Britishers. The name of the Britisher was Herert, E-H-R-E-T. He is a German fellow. So after Herert, this particular plant has been named as Herretia. So that name of the Herret is remembered for, and then they made rules. No second name can be added now. Once it is binomial, as per lineage nomenclature, you cannot change. Otherwise, I could have made something else. So then this is also kind of piracy, you can say. This is also kind of domination. How the Western people have imposed there. When I asked them, we had our own name, Punia, Punna. You don't add any value to those local names? Because the lineage name, they appeared only 17th century. So they are hardly 300 years age old. But when I talk about Skorbak, Sanskrit name, that is about 4,000 a year old. Arabian names, Persian names, they are much older than scientific. But since you have to appear in the examination in scientific language and English language, so it is also. So this is called Aritia, acuminata, because its leaves have a little bit acuminate. Sometimes it is also called serrata, because of the serrate leaves. And there is a rule of priority, sometimes this, sometimes that name. These are called synonyms. Also called a coda tree. Coda tree. Coda tree. So this you see. Another fascinating, although this is not a tree, but this grows in association of trees. So I brought it in today's tree talk. We have the national tree of Pakistan. What is that? Tell me. What is the national tree of Pakistan? Tell me. Nobody knows. आज तो गूगल का जमाना है. फटाफट सारी ने. That is called देवदार. Citrus deodara. Botanically speaking. हमने कहा उसको देव बना खुदा, भगवान, गॉड. दारू मीन्स दारू दो होते हैं. ऊ की मात्रा छोटी, ऊ की मात्रा बड़ी, बड़ा फर्क पड़ जाता है. तो एक दारू तो दारू है, बट छोटी ऊ की मात्रा लगाने से बन जाता है वुड. तो ये देवदारू जो है ट्री ऑफ गॉड्स. और मैं कई बार कहता हूँ कि हम जो अकड़ जाता है ना, जो जिसको बटन हो जाता है, वो ऐसे खड़ा होता है, लेकिन झुका हुआ होता है जनाब. पहले लोग कहते हैं माई बाप, हालांकि राजा तो ऐसे ही अकड़ के बैठता है. लेकिन मेरी नज़र में जो ऐसे करने वाला, वो उसको ज़्यादा सजदा होना चाहिए. ही इज़ ए हम्बल एंड ह्यूमेन पर्सन, एंड दैट इज ही इज़ एरोगेंट. अभी देख रहे हैं यूक्रेन में और रशिया में क्या हो रहा है. दिस इज नॉट द वे हम ह्यूमैनिटी शुड सर्वाइव ऑन दिस प्लेनेट, है ना. तो इसलिए भी मैं ये बता रहा हूँ कि ऐसी नौबत आ गई, यहाँ होगी शेलिंग, बम्बार्डिंग. वी मे हैव टू रिट्रीट टू द फॉरेस्ट, इन केव्स. क्या खाएंगे? अगर ये ट्री टॉक सुनी होगी और ये चीजें दिखी तो आप खा लोगे. सो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो दिस पर्टिकुलर प्लांट, हाँ वो है, इसलिए मैं कहता हूँ दिस इज अ काइंड ऑफ कप ऑफ फंजाई, एंड सिंस इट ग्रोज इन एसोसिएशन विद सिट्रस deodara, it has been named as cedar cup. Pezaiza. Earlier it was called Pezaiza when I did my BSc from Gandhi Memorial Science College. At that time it was called Pezaiza. Later it was changed to Sepulteria. Sepulteria. Why Sepulteria? Sepulteria means underground. It grows underground. Throughout the year. S-E-P-U-L-T-A-R-A. It grows underground. But throughout year, only during spring, it shows, it peeps out of the soil. At that time, we people go and collect. And somebody collected for me. So I am showing you. Now, but now that they have made another genus. Now they are not calling it as Pejaiza, or some say not even Sepulteria. The present accepted name is Geopora. Geo means earth. Pora means having a pore, means it breaks open. It has a kind of opening. Okay. And this is now called a geopora. And species is Sumneriana. है ना? Sumneriana. Earlier it was called arboricola. माने वो भी एक अलग किस्म की जद्दोजहद और जंग करते रहते हैं साइंटिस्ट. Sometimes they are baffled. कोई फिर बायोकेमिस्ट्री करता है उसको, कोई जेनेटिक स्टडी करता है, कोई इसकी और कोई कई किस्म के टेस्ट करता है, फिर उसको लगता है नहीं ये स्पीशीज अलग है, ये वो है, ये यूरोपियन है. जियोपोरा रेनिकोलिया इसका नाम था 4 साल पहले. अभी उन्होंने कहा नहीं वो यूरोप वाली है, हिमालय वाली हमारी अलग है. तो नाउ इट हैज गॉट द न्यू नेम जियोपोरा रेनिकोला. व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड कुंडी? Why it is called kundi? Kunda नहीं होता, kunda डंडा. It has that kind of. You can. I tried to clean it, but I could not clean it. So I have not developed any cuisine. Otherwise, I thought of developing pakoras, but I didn't because I thought it may require more cleaning now. So before that, halaki soil is okay. There are people who eat soil. Soil is much healthier because it has come from the mountains. So, but I will try in the evening. So this is another mushroom. This is also helping the cedar to have its health. How? Because it has the mycorrhizal association. So there are about 20-30 species of fungi which grow in association with Citrus deodara. So if you want to raise the Citrus deodara, you need to incorporate the soil from the cedar forest. Natural habitat. Only then seedlings will grow happily. Not stressed. This is another plant. I think this you can taste also. Some of the students, 1 or 2. Anybody? ज़्यादा नहीं. 1, 2 you can. 1, 2. Anybody? You can give it to somebody. So what is this? I will also because it has a health benefits here.
What is your plan?
Beautiful. This is called tooth ache tree. किसी को भी दांत में दर्द है ना, अच्छा जितना भी लाल डाबर वगैरह है, so many pastes which have come in the market. They are also putting its extract. Meaning which earlier people used to add. Now we have coriander. Coriander is cultivated. Coriandrum sativum dhania. Dogri क्या है नहीं. No, don't dilute my Dogri language. Vocabulary. क्या बोले? Very good. लगे here से मैं डोगरी अब बचनी नहीं है. We are forgetting. So Xanthoxylum ब्यून बोलते हैं. Xanthoxylum armatum या तिम्बरू या तेजोबल. हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? तेजोबल. डोगरी में तिम्बरू है ना. और अंग्रेजी में बोला टूथ एक ट्री या प्रिकली एश ट्री. इसका भी नाम था एश ट्री. इसका क्या था? सिल्की एश ट्री. और इसका क्या है? क्योंकि कांटे बहुत होते हैं. प्रिकली एश. और ये किस फैमिली का है? ये है संतरे की फैमिली का, लेमन फैमिली का प्लांट है. रुटेसी. ठीक है, ये हो गए. अब आ जाओ, ये क्या है? यू ब्रॉट. वेरी गुड. सो दिस इज द फाउंड इन put in added to Chavanprash. It has some health benefits. It makes our immunity very strong. And this is a climber. This is a liana, very large, huge climber found in our Shivaliks. If you go to Tute Likhui, you will find it. If you go to Hanur, you will find it. Kalidhar, everywhere, Ramnagar, Udhampur, Katra. But this is declining now in our forest. And this has the tuber. Underground tuber, and then you have the trifoliate, जैसे पलाश के पत्ते होते हैं ना, trifoliate leaves and pea-like flowers, blue color. And this कंद जो है ना, need to be boiled. इसको boil करना थोड़ा नरम हो जाए. And inner जो है strength that can be added to anything. Powder बना के खाओ, या इसकी दूध में खीर बन जाती है. This is called Pureria tuberosa. Pureria is the name, genus, and tuberosa ये ट्यूबर है ना. So this is called Pureria tuberosa. लेकिन इसको कहा गया संस्कृत में क्या कहा गया? विदारी कंद. कंद क्या होता है? कंद और मूल जड़ को कहते हैं. तो कंद भी जंगली चीजों को कह दिया. तो कंद मूल है ये किसका? विदारी कंद. ठीक है. एक और होता वाराही कंद भी होता है. वाराही बारामूला. क्या बारामूला? वो भी है मिथ है कि हाँ जी ये सदी बड़ी लेक थी और ऐसे. वाराहा होता है सुअर, एक होता पिग, स्वाइन, और उसने ऐसे किया. वो तो पॉसिबल नहीं है, बट चलो उसके होते हैं ना ऐसे दांत, वो मार के उसने तोड़. हालांकि वो अर्थ को एक आया था जियोलॉजिकल सम काइंड ऑफ टेक्टोनिक मूवमेंट. सो तब वो ड्रेन हो गई लेक कश्मीर की. लेकिन आज भी उसको बारामूला कहते हैं क्योंकि जब हमारी मॉडर्न साइंस नहीं थी, मॉडर्न इंटरप्रिटेशन नहीं थी, तो वट एवर अवर फोर फादर सेड ईयर सेंचुरीज बैक उसको हम सजदा करते हैं, उसको मानते हैं। 12 मूला ही नाम है, 12 मूल मैंने उसका टूथ दांत। तो इसका भी जो है इससे कंफ्यूज करते हैं। वो दूसरा प्लांट है जो वाराही कंद है, बहुत से लोग इसको ही कहते हैं वाराही कंद। इट इज़ नॉट वाराही कंद इन संस्कृत, इट इज़ विदारी कंद। वाराही कंद है डायोस्कोरिया बल्बीफेरा, ठीक है, वो भी है जम्मू में, वो जब मिलेगा आज तो ला नहीं पाएगा। एक और वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट प्लांट जिसको बोलते हैं मेडिसिनली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, जिसको बोलते हैं बर्बेरिस लाइसियम। उसको कहा गया संस्कृत में दारू हरिद्रा। दारू मैंने वुड, हरिद्रा मीन्स टर्मेरिक, टर्मेरिक लाइक येलो वुड। एंड अर्लियर जब हमारे पास ये वाली टर्मेरिक नहीं थी, कल्टीवेशन में चीज़ें बाद में आई। अर्लियर वी वर डिपेंडेंट ऑन फॉरेस्ट फॉर एवरीथिंग, इवन फॉर टर्मेरिक लाइक पाउडर वी हैड द सजदा फॉर दिस बर्बेरिस अरिस्टाटा। ये उसके एक्सट्रैक्ट को काटा जाता है, उसकी जो वुडी रूट्स है ना उसको उखाड़ा जाता है, हालांकि प्लांट तो ख़राब हो जाता बेचारा, और ठेके दिए जाते थे। और दैट पर्टिकुलर एक्सट्रैक्ट इज कॉल्ड रसौंत। दिस इज कॉल्ड रसौंत and this is very useful for your all sort of problem for the liver, hepatoprotective है। this have even the blood related problems के लिए बहुत बढ़िया। urinary troubles UTI, फेस के ऊपर भी इसका कम्प्लेक्शन में, स्किन ट्रबल्स, फोड़े फुंसियाँ जो भी विकार होते हैं, रक्त विकार, ब्लड रिलेटेड। बर्बेरिस लाइसियम इज द प्लांट, दारू हरिद्रा लोकली डोगरी में बोलते हैं कैम्बलू, कुछ लोग बोलते हैं काउदश कश्मीरी में। कश्मीरी है कोई इधर? काउदश, काउ मैंने कौआ, दश मैंने दाख, मैंने ग्रेप्स, छोटे छोटे होते हैं, मैं भी खाता हूँ। वो उन्होंने माना ये कौए की द्राक्षा है, कौए की दाख है, कौए का ग्रेप है, इसलिए वो नाम पड़ गया। तो हमारा कैम्बलू है, कि रजौरी में सिम्बलू भी कहते हैं, अलग अलग लोकल नाम है। सो दिस इज द, क्या है ये शीशम, अभी शीशम बाहर। एंड दिस इज द स्टेट ट्री ऑफ पंजाब। इसको कहते हैं रोज वुड, बिकॉज द वुड हैज द रोजी, थोड़ा सा ब्राउन कलर। हॉट वुड इज रोजी एंड आल्सो फ्रेग्रेंस। वी हैव 2 रोज वुड्स इन इंडिया which are mostly taught. North Indian is separate, different one, and South Indian. South Indian is that is much you can say vulnerable also, declining also, used in that is exploited in trade also. हमारे वाली भी, लेकिन इतनी ज़्यादा नहीं जितना उसके ऊपर खतरा है। वो है साउथ इंडिया की, उसको बोलते हैं डेलवर्जिया लैटिफोलिया, वो वाली साउथ इंडिया, ठीक है। हमारे पास तो नहीं है, हमारे पास ये है डेलवर्जिया सिस्सू, जिसको शीशम कहते हैं हिंदी में, हम कहते हैं टाली। लेकिन इसकी जो यंग व्हेन इट इज रिच इन कैल्शियम, इट स्ट्रेंथन योर बोन्स, हेल्प्स इन ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस। सो दिस इज इनोवेटेड एज शीशम पुलाव, शीशम पकौड़ा, और शीशम चाय, और शीशम रायता। And I have eaten, but today I could not because I needed some volunteer now who can cook in their kitchens. In one kitchen you can't cook so many things, Anna. So it was difficult for me. But I brought this, and this is also growing outside. So we will try to innovate herbal tea today. Also, I don't know. ये शीशम के पत्ते हैं, किस लय मेरा अभी उगले। तो ये जो है हमारे पास ये है, ये देखिए, व्हाट इज दिस? मतलब ये भी मैंने लाया था, क्या आई थिंक ब्रॉड है, यू डोंट हैव। ये वो दिखाए मुझे ऐसे करके, कोई अपना अंजुरी दिखाए ना जिसके हाथ खाली। वेरी गुड। ये क्या है? दिस इज अनदर फॉरेस्ट ट्री, इट्स नट्स आर 4000 रुपीज kg। नॉट दिस कर्नल, दिस इज द कर्नल। जैसे बादाम है, इसको बोलते हैं जंगली बादाम, इसको बोलते हैं भूटिया बादाम, इसको बोलते हैं भूटान का बादाम।
ये इसके निकले हुए सर?
हाँ हाँ,
ठंडी है ना ये सर?
बिल्कुल। एंड दिस इज जस्ट लाइक यू कैन टेक फ्यू एंड दे आर जस्ट लाइक योर हार्ट। लीजिए, सबको दो, खाने के बाद में खाना, अब पहले आज स्टडी करो। सो दिस इज अ हार्ट लाइक, है ना, ठीक है। सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज कोराइलस, साइंटिफिकली क्या कहते हैं, कोराइलस। और जैक मार्ट एक बड़ा बॉटनिस्ट हुआ, दीवाना। आपको दीवाने तो दूसरे मिलते, प्यार के दीवाने, जंगल के जड़ी बूटी के दीवाने बड़े कम है। तो जैक मार्ट था, तो उसका नाम है कोराइलस जैकमंटाई। इसको लोकली बोलते चिनाब वैली में ठांगी, लेकिन जब हम बोलते हैं रामबन में, इसको बोलते हैं उर्मुनी। और कश्मीर में ऐसे बोलते हैं विरिन, पहलगाम में या कुपवाड़ा में क्या बोलते हैं? वेरी गुड, रखो
उनको बॉईल भी करते हैं।
विरिन। और अगर हम शीना लैंग्वेज में चले गुरेज में तो वहाँ शाठोर हो जाता है। और अंग्रेजी में क्या बोलते हैं? हेजल नट। क्या बोलते हैं? हेजल नट। हेजल नट का केक हमने बनाया, हेजल नट का बिस्कुट हमने बनाया, लेकिन आज सारी वो पॉसिबल नहीं था, बेकरी भी लाना इधर, है ना? आई एम सेंसिटाइजिंग यू एंड विद द होप एंड फ्यूचर यू विल ट्राई all these innovations. It has the health benefits, rich in fats बहुत हैं।
मिलेंगे।
चलो आज